He looks a bit old.
He does, but they like that.
Wait till I grow my beard out.
Oh,
Sticky.
Undies.
Mixed feels. 100%.
Hi everyone, welcome back. It's time for Love Island Australia. I can't wait. As you know, I normally don't do cast reveals when they are revealed. I don't normally discuss them. I wait until the show starts, then I start talking about them, just because I have nothing to say really. Because most of them, it seems like everybody now is making sure that their Instagram page is on point, because that they know that the casting agents, normally that's where they scout their people. So it seems everybody's there or has been scouted on Instagram. We do get a couple of shots which I assume were taken from Instagram or pictures that they had saved for this particular occasion. Anyway, hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome back. In this episode I'll be reviewing Love Island Australia season 6 episode 1. So we get to meet the OG girls. So we get the 5 girls walk in. First to walk in is Mimi and Hannah. Mimi. Okay. Well, Mimi is 25. She says she loves love, so she's looking for a golden retriever. Okay. I love that for you. Hannah, 24, she says she's mostly into guys' teeth, so she likes buck teeth. And I'm like, make it make sense. That's not making sense. Next up is M. She's 26. She walks in with Xanthi, who's 21. Well, M says she's looking for an edgy, stylish guy with tattoos. And it's like, well, you should have come last season then. The winner had loads of tattoos. I've actually even forgotten his name. I'm terrible with names. And then Xanthi, she says she likes a trader uniform. So anything, a firefighter, a policeman, that's her jam. And she really wants to get married. So she's already planned where she'll get married. When she'll get married, she just needs a groom. And it's like, okay, love that for you. Last walk in is Alicia. She is 25. She says she's a support worker, I think she said, and she said she's really very clingy. She likes hugs and kisses, and she tends to be very jealous, and she likes a muscly guy, and so she's hoping to find her guy in the villa. And it's like, wow. So I can't wait to see what happens, because I can't wait to see how they're going to pair the girls with the guys. And I can't wait. Well, the guys look like the normal stereotypical guys from past seasons. And it's like, can you not cast anybody different? Is the population that sort of limited, that you only sort of have carbon copies of previous participants? I'm not too sure about the boys though. I am not too sure. I think Dylan is good looking. I think Zayn maybe. Indigo is too young. I didn't get his age, but he's too young. He looks too young. He's a baby. These girls will eat him alive. Anyway, so we have the 5 boys come out. We've got Indigo, who was in a 6-year relationship and has been single for the past year. We have Dylan. He's 25. His mom is Irish. His dad is Nigerian. He's a certified lover boy. I think he's good looking. Hopefully he does way better than Nate. I know Nate, now that he's left the villa, he's still with Georgia. They're doing amazing. I follow him on Instagram, but I hope he has a better time. I hope he doesn't have to go through as much crap as Nate had to go through last season. Even Josh on Love Island UK went through a lot. It seems like certain people like to pick on certain people. So hopefully he doesn't go through that. We have Nico. He's 28. He's been in 2 relationships and he's been single for the past 2 years. He says he's a builder, and since he's hot, he likes a hot girl with good fit. And it's like, hey, to each their own. We have Kane. He's 23. He's a trader. He's never been in a relationship before. And so it's going to be interesting to see how he navigates that with the girls in the villa. We have Zayn, who is 24. And so he says he's been single for the past 7 years. And it's like, Zayn, so do you mean since you're 17? Who did you date? You can't count any relationships below 17. You know, you're still finding yourself. You're still discovering yourself. So I don't know how much you would have known about yourself to be in a relationship with anyone. Anyway, the boys are asked to stand up because they are all sitting at the fire pit. So the boys are asked to stand up and stand in front of the girls. I guess it's going to be an interesting recoupling. We'll see who picks who. Like, seriously, these people's bottoms have barely sat on the couch, and then you're already getting them to swap saliva. Oh my God, Love Island producers, what's up with you? Anyway, so the girls are told that they get to try before they buy. What that means is they get to kiss 2 guys, and then they will be a recoupling afterwards, which I guess to some extent is good, but it demoralizes people because you're having to be picked to be kissed, and then you might have to be picked again for recoupling. And if you're not the one being picked, it's going to really bruise your ego and really bring you down on day one within the first couple of hours of starting. So this was really sad. It was really sad. And I think some of the girls ended up empathizing with the boys that weren't chosen and kissing them. So first up, we had Mimi. Mimi chose to kiss Zayn and Dylan. She really liked both, although she was blushing after kissing Dylan. I don't know whether it was because of that or because of saying who she kissed first. Hannah kissed Indigo. Indigo scored her a 9 out of 10, and she also kissed Zayn. Zayn was a popular attraction, it seems. And then you have M. M picked Dylan and Zayn. Dylan as well was number 2 in popularity wise. You have Zanti picked Kane and Zayn, and she was saying she doesn't understand why no one is picking Kane because she thought he was the most handsome, and I think she was looking for someone where there wasn't a lot of competition. So if you keep kissing Dylan and Zayn, that means you're fighting with a lot of people. So I think she was looking for someone who didn't have anyone pick them. And then Alicia, she decided to pick Nico because Nico sadly was the only guy who hadn't been pegged. So she kissed Nico and she also kissed Dylan. And it's like, what is it about Dylan that these girls are seeing that I am not seeing? I don't think he's that good looking. Maybe he needs to remove that little mustache. Maybe then he will be a bit better looking. But at the moment, there's nothing about him that stands out in my opinion. This is just my opinion. Other people might have a different point of view. Anyway, they decide to copy from Love Island USA because they get the guys to stand on huts and say that, you know, the girls will get to sort of go and stand by the guy that they like. And they can be as many girls as they want be standing by any guy. And then I assume the guy is going to get to choose out of the girls that are standing by him at the end of the day. And because everybody bar one kissed Zayn, I don't know what's going to happen in that situation. I think if I were the girls, I would go for the guys where there's no competition. So for Nico and Kane, and then later, if there is a connection between me and the popular person, then we'll explore it. But I wouldn't want my ego bruised by standing by someone and then them not picking me. So Sophie lets the girls know that, you know, she will count them down and then they have to run on a hut and stand next to the guy that they want. And it's like, this is going to be a hot mess. This is really going to be a hot mess. And I personally feel like Alicia and Zanti were very smart because I think Alicia liked Dylan. So she decided for her second option to kiss Nico because nobody had kissed Nico, but her option was Dylan because she kissed Dylan. And so when they ran, she ran and she stood up by Dylan's heart, which meant she had no competition. Zanti had said she liked Kane because he's a trader, so she stood next to Kane. So they were the first two couples, which then was a problem for poor Indigo and Nico because the girls didn't initially pick them at the kissing game, and now they're not picking them at the selection game. And it's sort of like, oh my God, this is going to be a mess because Indigo was kissed by Hannah, so it's sad that she didn't decide to go with him. I think she kissed him out of empathy. I don't know whether she kissed him because she really liked him like that. Anyway, so with Zayn, he ends up with 3 girls. So he ends up with Mimi, M, and Hannah, and he's told to pick the one he likes. Well, when Mimi ran down first and she stood beside him, he was already holding her bum. So I'm not surprised that he ended up picking her, which meant that M and Hannah now had to pick a second option. I'm surprised they got to pick a second option. The boys should have been allowed to pick from the girls, not the other way around. I think the girls that were left should have been left on the bench, and then the guys should have been asked, okay, you 2 guys have no one coupled up with, you get to pick who you want. I don't know why the girls still got to pick again. So M decided to go with Indigo, and that was surprising because she didn't even pick him. She kissed Dylan and Zayn. So both her options were gone. So I think she just went for Indigo as an alternative. And then you had Hannah. Hannah decided to go with Nico. I think Nico is cute. I don't know why they didn't pick him initially, but I feel he's cute. So they're advised that, you know, these are your couples for now. And these are the couples you'll be competing in and sharing a bed with. Do I think there's a couple that looks okay? Maybe. I like Dylan. I really do. You know, I'm always biased. So I think Alicia, she says she's clingy and she likes hugs and whatever. My concern is the fact that she's jealous. She says she's a jealous type. And hopefully this doesn't affect her connection with Dylan. I hope she doesn't become too much for him. I'm surprised we didn't get a tour of the villa. Maybe it's because it's so tiny. The bedroom looks like, it's one from Casa Amor, and it's like, oh my God, where are these people supposed to sleep? Make it make sense. I don't get it. Anyway, so you have the islanders change into their swimsuits and they're having conversations and just enjoying themselves. And you have Hannah having a conversation with Nico. I think they make a cute couple. I think it's just a matter of getting to know one another. As long as there's no misunderstandings, they should be fine. They did talk about the color of their eyes. And when he was in his confessional, all Nico could remember was she had a great body and she had great boobs. And it's like, seriously, did you not remember anything else? The two of you discussed going to the gym, exercising, all that you could have discussed. But I don't know. I didn't quite get who he wanted. It doesn't sort of come across as in who of the girls he was really interested in. I think he's a great looking guy. Even Indigo, I think Indigo is very good looking. The problem with Indigo is he's only 23 years old and he's coupled up with M, who's 27. So she says she's a vegan and he asks her, so would you cook meat for me? And it's like, seriously, of all the questions you could ask, I think the moment they found out each other's age, they were put off because of the age difference. There's a 4-year age gap. And so I think they were now looking for something that they could have in common or something that could turn them off. And sadly, I have a feeling that if a Bombshell walks in, they're changing partners because it doesn't seem like they really like what they saw and their conversation was very boring. So I don't see them lasting as a couple bar up until the next recoupling. So they're both going to be trying to explore connections with other people. And if they can't, then one of them is going to go home. But I don't see them lasting as a couple because the only person who's younger is Zanti. She's 21, but sadly she says she likes a tradie, so she's already picked her guy Kane. So I don't know what's going to happen to Indigo. So you had Zanti and Kane have a conversation, and it was actually very sweet to see because they really seemed to get along. They seemed to like one another. They were talking about each other's ethnicity, which I liked. And so it seems they're trying to sort of grow something that's deeper than just a superficial, oh, I like you, let's kiss and let's move on. And so I have hope for them. I actually have hope for them compared to Mimi and Zayn, because I think Mimi and Zayn is just going to be a sexual attraction and it's going to be very toxic and messy. You have Dylan have a conversation with Alicia, and the fact that she made him carry her, and she said, if I ask a guy to carry me and he doesn't carry me, then it's an ick. And it's like, you're not a toy, you're not a small child. Either walk your butt to wherever you want to go or don't go. I'm not going to carry you just because you feel like a princess and you want everybody to carry you. I didn't like that. Anyway, the islanders then get ready for the night, and so they come down for drinks. And again, Alicia has a problem because she's wearing shoes that she can't cope with, shoes she can't walk in. So she's struggling to walk, and now it's a problem for Dylan because he now has to help her navigate the pathway. And it's like, why are you wearing them? Why are you wearing them if you're uncomfortable? I don't get it. I really don't get it. And it's becoming very aux galore, and it's now starting to get on my nerves. You had the girls have a toast. I think it was M who did the toast, because this is their first night. Everyone is excited. They're excited to be the OG group in the villa. And it's like, they're all boring. I think some of them are going to over-exaggerate to try and have personalities. But there's no one that stands out at the moment that I would say, oh, I love this person and I want to sort of watch more of them. So to entertain themselves, the islanders play spin the bottle. And so you have the guy spinning the bottle and kissing the girl, whoever it points to. Nico pointed to Hannah, and he's in a couple with Hannah, so he was happy. But then Dylan also pointed to Hannah, so he kissed Hannah as well. Hannah, I think, is a free agent. I think she likes Nico because nobody else likes Nico. I don't know whether she likes Nico because she's attracted to him. That I don't know. With Zayn, he finally got to kiss Zanti because Zanti is the only girl who didn't pick him at the first round when they were picking guys to kiss. They then receive a text message to say a Bombshell is coming in, and it's Taylor. He's 28. He works on the boats. I don't know what he does. I think he's a deckhand or something. Apparently, he's had 2 girlfriends. The relationships lasted 5 to 3 years. And the girls, as soon as they saw him, I don't see the fuss. I really don't see the fuss about him. It's just like Hale last season. I couldn't get the hype. So they are excited. And as soon as he comes in, Alicia says, that's his type. That's her type. And it's like, Alicia, you're in a couple with Dylan. when did you go from Dylan to suddenly saying someone else is your type? The problem is Hannah is also saying he's her type. I think these girls like the attention of being picked first, and so they're going to go for every shiny object that comes into the villa until they settle down with someone. The boys then come down, they meet him, and you can see that Nico is shaking because he sees that Hannah is really interested in the new Bombshell. They then have a conversation and he receives a text message. So Taylor's asked to kiss 2 girls since the girls got to kiss 2 boys, and he decides to kiss the 2 girls that are seated next to him, which is Alicia and Hannah. And you can tell Hannah is interested. I don't think you'll go for Alicia. I don't want Dylan to go home, but at the same time, I don't think long term Alicia is the right person for Dylan. I think she's going to be like a Tia from last season who treated Nate like crap. I think that's who she's going to be. So hopefully, Dylan gets his own Bombshell that comes in. I can't wait. You can see the boys are shaking. You can see the boys are quivering. They don't know what to do. They really don't know what to do themselves because they don't understand how they're going to be able to navigate this since there's a new Bombshell that's coming. They know the Bombshell is going to steal one of their girls. So I can't wait to see what happens in the next episodes. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And click the link in my video to watch my review from last season, season 5. Bye guys.